Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Burger. This is the second part of my video series. We're looking at games to revisit on Evercade, given the fact that we've got a bit of a lull till the next Evercade releases, about a month away at the time of this video. So I'm going to be looking back at some of the games I probably should have spent a lot more time to, and for various reasons I never really got time to get back to it, or maybe there was just too much to do at the time. But there is a massive, vast back catalogue of games I need to look at, and this is part 2. Let's get stuck into the video. So first up from Home Computer Heroes collection is Attack of the Petsky Robots, and this game definitely surprised me at the time. It's pretty much like no other game that's on Evercade, a kind of a strategy game where you need to remove or destroy all the robots on each of the levels, and it's not just a matter of killing them with a bomb or a gun. There's various different ways of actually doing that, and you have to obviously evoke quite a lot of different strategies to take each of them out. Obviously each robot is a little bit different as well. I really did enjoy this game, although sadly I think there was too many releases at the time, and also obviously quite a lot of games on this cart that I probably put more time into. One of them being Sword of Ianna, which I still need to go back to as well. Yep, sneak peek, that's coming up in a little minute as well. But this is a really cool game. Didn't enjoy the jerky scrolling, however it's definitely a game you really need to put a lot of time into. So next up, actually from the same cart, is Citadel. This was an Amiga based first person shooter, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I realised there was actually a huge game here, and I got quite a few levels into it, but then I think I obviously got distracted playing something else. But it's one of those games I really have to go back and play. It is a very good Amiga Doom clone, but I guess that's probably the worst way of sort of describing it. But it is its own game and own atmosphere in its own right, and it's definitely worth going back and trying again. So amazingly, from the same collection, Home Computer Heroes, this is the Sword of Ianna. This was an MSX2 game, and what an amazing title this is. Now, I did put a lot of time into this game. I probably got about 3/4 of the way through it. I didn't get stuck. I think got sidetracked with other games, and I guess just time escaped me. But it's one of those games I really have to go back and try and finish it. I was very addicted to playing it, and once you get used to the sort of attack mechanics and I guess the platforming style mechanics of the game, it is really good stuff. Certainly one of the best games on this collection, even one of the best games released on Evercade, but sadly I didn't finish it. I really need to go back and play more of it. So from the Duke Nukem Collection 1, this is Duke Nukem 3D, the PlayStation version of Duke Nukem 3D, and it's actually pretty good. It works well on the D-pad, but sadly it's one of the games I never really put an awful lot of time into. I did go through quite a few levels, especially with the sort of first missions, but I think I got stuck, or I just put more time into Duke Nukem 1 and 2, the remastered versions, which are absolutely fantastic. So definitely a game I need to revisit, probably on the VS. So sticking with the Duke Nukem theme, this is Duke Nukem Time to Kill from Duke Nukem Collection 2. Now that first level is a little bit of a pain to get through, I thought, but once you get past that, there's definitely a really decent game to be played here. And once you get used to the sort of game mechanics, it does feel a little bit like Tomb Raider, I guess, except with Duke Nukem. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of fun to be had. I probably enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to. I never really got into them on the actual PlayStation itself. I did play them, but just never got into them. And probably one of those games I definitely need to have another try and revisit it.
Packing heat. Going down.
Goodboy Galaxy, for me, definitely one of the best games you'll play on Evercade. It's a Game Boy Advance style Metroidvania run and gun puzzly platformers type of thing. It is really, really good. The only thing I think will let it down for me was the fact there was probably needing a big arrow sometimes telling me this is where you need to go. There was an awful lot of back and forth exploration, and at times I felt like I was just retracing my steps time and time again and not really sure where I was supposed to go next. But I guess once you work it out, it is quite satisfying. But I think it just needed fine-tuned a little bit. Now I probably got about 60-70% of the way through the game and then kind of gave up or moved on to something else. So I need to go back and do that last sort of few levels of the game and finish it properly. It really is a great game. Next up is Demons of Asteborg. This is from the Dual Cart along with the Asteborg game, which I wasn't a big fan of. I probably preferred this game, Demons of Asteborg, but I guess I got to a certain point I got a little bit frustrated and I probably played the other games that were released at the time instead. I know that these games are big fan favourites out there. I'm probably one of the very few that probably didn't rate it as highly. But I guess I really need to go back, give it another try and see if it changes my mind, because there's certainly a decent game to be had in here. I guess I definitely preferred Demons of Asteborg over Asteborg. I felt Asteborg was a little bit too much of a grind to actually play through, but I say this one is definitely better. I got a little bit frustrated with some of the jumping mechanics and some of the sort of stages, but there's a really decent game here, and I suppose I definitely need to give it one more try. So the final game in part 2 of this video series is Choo Choo Mimic. This is from Indie Heroes Collection 3. And it's a game I got about 40 levels or so in and then never went back to it. Now there was a reason for not going back to it. It's not because I wasn't getting a lot out of it, it's because my cart was corrupted and I lost all my save states and had to get a new cart. So I didn't really have it in me to want to go back and start playing through this game all over again, hence the fact I probably haven't revisited it since. But I should really go back. I don't think it is as good as Tapeworm Disco Puzzle or Flea from Low Tech Games, but it's still a decent enough puzzle game that deserves revisiting, I think. But anyway guys, that's my final choice in part 2. There will be a third and final part of this video series, so look forward to that soon. And let me know guys, what games are you planning to revisit while we're waiting on the next releases on Evercade. Thanks for watching, we'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.